Up till now we have created how to connect to the server and the client. Okay, so now in this video we will try to build the shell which will send the command and the server from the server, and the client will receive that command and execute that command in a sub process. So for this I am declaring a function shell, that is a method of class server, which will accept two arguments, that is client underscore socket and client address. Okay, so client, after that it will start a while loop, and that while loop will just print a prompt first of all, which will contain the client address, client underscore address, and the greater than sign, the space, and the end will be nothing. Okay, and then we will supply a command which will just take the command from our side, and our client which will execute that command in a sub process. We have imported sub process module for this purpose. Now when we have given the command, we have to send this command to the server, or sorry, to the client. So client underscore socket, which we have mentioned in the parameter area, have to send the command in an encoded format, and that encoding will be UTF-8 encoding, and then just done, it will send the command. Now it's turn of the server to do the same. So while let's do a client command executor, okay, self, and it will receive the commands. Okay, so while true, we have to first of all receive the command self dot client underscore socket dot receive 1024, it's a byte. Okay, now what we will do is we will just execute this command in another process, and we'll get the result. So sub process dot run and command. What we have to now do is we have to decode the command first of all, since the sub process run method only uses the string, not the byte, for execution purpose, and capture output equal to true, and shell is also true. After that we have to send, and we have to check first of all whether this process has an output or an error. So if s dot std out equal byte is not equal to nothing, then we have to send that by the client socket, and what we have to send s dot std out. Else if it's not there, then we have to self the error message, s dot std error. Okay, now let's code something on the server side. What we will do after it receives the output. Now client socket dot send and client underscore socket dot receive 1024 bytes of data and decode it in UTF-8, and get the data stored in file in a string, and I think it should now work. Yeah, let's let's do something that is called shell. Okay, shell. This we have done this. Okay, we have printed this, and okay, so let's run this. I have opened my two terminals, and in this terminal I will run my server, and I will try to connect to the client. Let's see whether, yeah, we got the connection, and let's execute the command whether we receive or we receive an error. Yeah, we receive an error. What's this? Is we aborted the connection. Okay, so what's the reason for aborting a connection? Let's see. We can't decode this. Okay, let's set it to the normal point. And I forgot to add one thing, that is printing the data. Now let's again try to connect to the client. Okay, what's the problem we have? Yeah, the problem is we have not started this executor. Okay, so just start this executor after this connection, and self dot command executor, and just run the server, run the client. Yeah, as you can see, we got the output on the server side, and the command was run on the client side. So this was much, but I wanted to do in this video the command execution on the client side. Okay, so if I wanted to find what file we are working, we can specify cd, and we got the file, we got our current path. And if we wanted to read this client.py, let's just type client.client client.py, and we got all the stuff related in the client.py file. Okay, so in this video we have learned how to create a command executor on the client side. After getting the connection from the server side, we will send the commands, and the client will run those commands in a sub process. Okay, in the next video we will talk about how to handle the bigger outputs by padding. Okay, and how to handle different commands like cd, present working directory, clear, and those different stuffs. In the next in our fourth video we will get to know how to capture the screenshot, and in the fifth video we will set up the camera conditions over there. So this much for the video, and take care, and bye bye.